Sign up now and pick your own perk. Sign up for your TVG wagering account and pick between 2 exclusive perks. Get either 3 months free of race replays, wagering services, and ultimate track video, or get a $100 cash bonus. Join the fun. Sign up at TVG.com or call 1-888-PLAY-TVG.
Good evening, this is HorseRacingNation.com handicapper Jared Horak, and this is my latest 2012 Kentucky Derby Contenders video. This week's video, we're going to recap a couple horses from last week. Algorithms and El Padrino were both impressive winners at Gulfstream Park on January 29th, and then we're going to preview a couple races that have already been drawn this week on the Derby Trail of the Grade 3 Withers from Aqueduct, the Grade 2 Robert Lewis Stakes from Santa Anita Park. Now last week at Gulfstream Park, El Padrino was an impressive 2-turn allowance winner. He beat Take Charge Indy. Both horses were coming off layoffs, making their first starts as 3-year-olds. Then it was double digits back to the third place finisher. So those top two ran big races. The Beyer speed figure came back 100, so it was a good, strong effort from El Padrino right off the bench. He was a quality 2-year-old, and it is a very good sign when those good 2-year-olds come back and they earn a career top in their first start as 3-year-olds. That's exactly what El Padrino did. He's got a strong 2-turn pedigree, a pulpit out of a Giants Causeway mare. Todd Pletcher's the trainer. He also trains Algorithms as well. He's got that good tactical speed. And he also has the ability to bust open a race. Back at his maiden win last year, he ended up breaking his maiden by 12 lengths. That was also on a wet track. And then he finished his juvenile season, finishing a close third in the Grade 2 Remsen. That was around 2 turns, a mile and an eighth. So this horse has a lot of quality. He has a great start to his 3-year-old season, and we'll have to see how much more he has in the tank. I think he's a serious Kentucky Derby contender. The Algorithms, he made it 3 for 3 lifetime when he beat Hansen, and he earned a 98 Beyer speed figure. His race was a 1-turn mile. He has yet to beat 2 turns. He's at a Bernardini. The dam Ava knows the code. Typically throws horses from a sprint distance, like up to a mile and a 16th. She did throw a horse that ran in the Kentucky Derby a few years back, Keyed Entry, for trainer Todd Pletcher, but he ended up finishing 20th and last in the Kentucky Derby. Now if we look at some of the recent Derby stats, the last 7 Kentucky Derby winners, they all raced around 2 turns during their 2-year-old season, and then the last 10 Kentucky Derby winners, all of them raced 2 turns no later than January 18th of their 3-year-old season. The Algorithms has yet to be around 2 turns yet. His next start will probably be a route race, maybe the Fountain of Youth Stakes late in the month of February. We'll have to see. But there is a reason why some of these horses who get a little bit of a late start and they move on to the Kentucky Derby Trail, why they're not successful at a 1.25 miles on the first Saturday in May, just because they don't have the furlongs under their belt and to get the distance. That could be the case with Algorithms. So at this stage, I would say, just based on history and breeding and everything else, I think El Padrino is the more serious Kentucky Derby contender, but Algorithms does have a lot of promise. We'll have to see how well he does in the future. Now let's look at the 2 races that are going to be run this weekend that I mentioned earlier. The Grade 3 Withers, a mile and a 16th. Alpha is your even money favorite. Alpha is Bernardini, also out of Bernardini, out of Nijinsky the Second Dam. It was 2nd in the Champagne, 11th in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile when he had a lot of gait issues. And then he came back as a 3-year-old. He earned it. He had his best race of his career as well, finishing 1st in the Count Fleet Stakes at Aqueduct. So now he's coming right back. He's got the outside post. He's got some tactical speed, and I think he's going to be the one. He should win this race. Actually, he's the one to beat, and he should win if he runs back anywhere near his Count Fleet. Now Hakama on the inside, that one's the one to catch. And then Tiger Walk looks a little bit interesting from Sagamore Farm. Chris S. is the dam. This horse making the first start as a 3-year-old, training well at Laurel Park. Now go over to Santa Anita Park, the Grade 2 Robert Lewis Stakes, also at a 1 mile and a 16th. Now Liaison and Rousing Sermon headline this race. They both finished 1-2 in the Real Quiet Stakes and the Cash Call Futurity at Hollywood Park. Liaison won both of those, and I think he has the advantage here as well. Typically horses with inner post, early pressing speed at Santa Anita do well, and Liaison's already won at Santa Anita, and he's got an inner post. He's the one to beat. He's probably going to win this race. His stablemate, Sky Kingdom, looks a little bit interesting. He was 4th in the Cash Call Futurity. He has some ability. He came back and won an allowance race on January 12th at Santa Anita, and he's going to offer more value than Liaison. Maybe he's the way to go if you're looking for a value play. And that'll wrap up this week's video race of the week. This is HorseRacingNation.com handicapper Jared Horak. Good luck at the races.